Good morning, good evening and good afternoon, YouTube people. Are you a student looking for accommodation, sleeping in a car because you can't find one? Or you're just a foreigner? Oh shit, almost fell. Are you a foreigner trying to move to Ireland, work there, and you can't find accommodation? Seems to be a pretty often thing these days. So I decided to research it a little bit. Plus, one of you actually reached out to me a few times in the last few months actually. Your name is Sanja, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and he's a Hungarian who recently moved to Ireland, and he's also having trouble finding accommodation somewhere near Corrky, if I'm not mistaken. So stick to the end of this and we'll try to figure it out. From what I was able to conclude after researching a bit, talking to my friend Google, the current situation is a result of allowing Irish property to get into the hands of big companies and different vulture funds. Now, usually countries have some rules and regulations to prevent harmful consequences of a completely free market, which is not the case in Ireland, unfortunately. So Ireland is actually proof or a dramatic case of what happens when you allow those companies and funds to regulate the market. Now, after the 2009 crash, different vulture funds like Cerberus and Herbius, something like that, I don't know, I forgot. They actually spent over 200 billion euros buying cheap accommodation, houses, flats and shit like, okay, not shit like that, stuff like that. And the ending result is people not having enough money to pay for a huge mortgages and rents currently in Ireland. How does it look now? Well, around 15,000 homeless people in Ireland, despite some numbers saying it's around 10,000, but it's probably 15. And the average accommodation cost around 2,000 euros monthly in Dublin. And that's actually data from last year, so it's probably even more now. Now, to touch a little bit on students too, there is enormous amount of cases where students just can't find accommodation and they're basically sleeping in cars or resorting to couch surfing because it's just impossible. Even if you're staying in a hostel or something, you're usually thrown out during weekends because they're all booked out. People are actually dropping out of the college and continuing in other countries because they just have no place to live here. Okay, not here. I'm currently still in Croatia, actually, just talking about Ireland because I don't know, I just had a hunch about it. I just wanted to talk about Ireland a bit. Hope it's not too loud. I'm on a river here actually, taking a swim and sweating to death. But yeah, back to Ireland. So compared to June to 2021, there's a drop of 92% in affordable accommodation in Ireland, which is dramatic. I think we can all agree about that. Half of the students in Ireland are currently sharing a room with 3 or more people, and 1 out of 10 is sharing a room with 10 or more people. I mean, you can tell me in comments what you think about that. So yeah, a guy named Sanja, told you already. I'll put his Instagram here somewhere so you can, I don't know, do something. But yeah, so if anyone is from Cork or around Cork and would like to help or thinks he can help just by giving advice or something, you can message him directly. Yeah, it's a long shot, but you never know who's watching. According to a report by Daft.ie, the webpage dating from 2021, average rent in Ireland was over 1,500 euros. Now, I'll give you my example. So I live in Galway and I'm sharing a house with my girlfriend and one other couple. So there's 4 of us, and for the whole house we are paying 1,100 euros, which is, I believe, great, because stories that I hear from other people in Galway are not so good actually. So I know our landlords are actually great and it's probably a little bit underpriced, but who am I to complain? But yeah, that's fine. But the problem is that even if you find something that's okay, expensive, yeah, it's expensive. If you need to pay, I don't know, let's say 800 euros for a room in Galway, which is not so rare anymore, but it's even worse in Dublin, of course. But yeah, even those kinds of accommodations are hard to find because there's just not enough housing. Now, the solution for that, I have absolutely no idea. So I don't get economy or all that shit, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's worth having a conversation. So if you have a thought about it, if you have any advice or if you have any solutions, not that we will be able to provide it to someone who actually matters, but you can tell me in the comments. I will be back in Ireland in, actually in 5 days from now. So my next video will be from Ireland. Yeah, done with Croatia. If you've seen, I think I'll be showing you a little bit of drone shots from this river and just some of my hometown probably. But yeah, I will see you in Ireland from next week. So if you like this, press the like button. If you didn't, press the dislike one. If you loved it, press the subscribe button, and I will see you in next one.